He only wanted to save his mother, but instead, he unlocked something far more deadly. The Alpha has risen, and now no one is safe. It all starts in 2002, at the first outbreak of the rage virus. We meet a young boy, Jimmy Crystal, living in the quiet hills of Scotland. One morning, everything turns to chaos. While the Teletubbies play on TV, screams and banging echo through the house. Infected people break in and begin slaughtering his family. His aunt shouts at him to stay still, but the horror is too close. Jimmy's mother yells, "Run!"
Jimmy, run!
He escapes the blood and screams, sprinting across the cold countryside, looking for his father. He finds him at a small church, but instead of safety, he finds madness. His dad, a priest, believes the virus is Judgment Day. He smiles as the monsters close in, giving Jimmy a cross necklace and telling him to have faith. Then the father opens the doors, arms wide, and the infected tear him apart. Jimmy runs into the unknown, terrified and alone. Now, 28 years after the second outbreak, the virus is gone from Europe. But the British Isles? Still infected. Still dangerous and completely quarantined. Only a few survivors remain, including a community living safely on a small island called Lindisfarne. The sea protects them from the mainland, but not forever. Here we meet Jamie, a skilled scavenger. His wife, Isla, is sick with a strange mental illness. And they have a young son, Spike, who's turning 12. To become a man, Spike must go on a hunting trip to the mainland, a dangerous rite of passage. His father Jamie goes with him. On the mainland, they find something chilling. An infected person, tied up, bruised, and marked with the name Jimmy. Yes, that boy from long ago. But this infected isn't just mindless. There's something in its eyes. A hatred. Intelligence. Then the nightmare begins. A horde of infected comes running. And not just any infected, these are fast, strong, and organized. Leading them is a massive beast called the Alpha, stronger, smarter, and terrifying to look at. Jamie and Spike run for their lives and barely escape by hiding in an old attic. But that night, the attic collapses. The Alpha breaks in, snarling with rage. Jamie and Spike flee across the half-flooded causeway, the monster right behind them. Just as it's about to catch them, boom. The island's sentries fire a massive ballista and destroy it. Back home, the village throws a party for Spike's first kill. But things go wrong. Spike sees his father flirting with Rosie, the schoolteacher. He also learns that his father refuses to get medical help for Isla. Spike hears about an exiled doctor on the mainland, Dr. Ian Kelson, who people say is insane. Still, Spike wants to save his mother, even if it means breaking the rules. So he sets a barn on fire to distract the village, and sneaks Isla off the island. On the mainland, they hide inside a burned-down church. But during the night, Spike falls asleep on watch. An infected breaks in. Just as it's about to kill him, Isla, in a terrifying trance, kills it with her bare hands. She doesn't even remember doing it. Her illness is getting worse and deadlier. A NATO soldier named Eric, the only survivor of a patrol boat, finds them. He agrees to help them reach the doctor. Along the way, Isla finds a pregnant infected woman giving birth. Shockingly, the baby seems uninfected. Eric wants to shoot the baby, fearing it carries the virus. Isla begs him to stop. They argue. Then the Alpha returns. It bursts through the trees and decapitates Eric in front of them. Out of nowhere, a strange man appears, Dr. Kelson. He fires a dart at the Alpha, knocking it out cold. He calls it Samson. Kelson takes them to his hideout, a terrifying place filled with bones and skulls. He's built a memento mori, a shrine to death, made from cremated remains. He talks calmly, like a philosopher, but everything around him screams insanity. At night, he examines Isla and discovers the truth. She's dying of terminal cancer. No medicine can save her. Spike is devastated. Kelson gives him one final gift, a new idea, memento amoris. Remember love, not just death, he says. Isla agrees to die peacefully. Kelson euthanizes her, then hands her skull to Spike to place atop the bone monument. It's one of the most disturbing scenes in the movie. A 12-year-old boy carrying his mother's skull in silence. But peace doesn't last long. The Alpha wakes up. It storms into the hideout, screaming with rage. Kelson is nearly killed, but Spike fights it off with everything he has. He saves the doctor, grabs the baby and runs. Kelson tells him, "Take her home." Spike returns to the island at night, but he doesn't go inside. Instead, he leaves the baby at the gate with a note. He's named her Isla after his mother. He says he's not ready to return, but one day he will. Jamie reads the letter, heartbroken. He tries to follow, but the tide has risen, too late. 28 days later, Spike is alone on the mainland, but not for long. A strange group in tracksuits finds him, worshipping a twisted leader who looks like Jimmy, but older. The same boy who once fled from the church. Around his neck is the cross, now inverted. Jimmy smiles at Spike, and the screen cuts to black. 28 years later is not just a zombie movie. It's about fear, family, belief, and what happens when the world ends but you still have to grow up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie breakdowns and horror recaps in simple English.